When I was a kid and I saw Jason and the Argonauts, that movie just melted my brain. Everything was clicking for me. It started a lifelong quest to figure out how this stuff is done. And the impact of that movie was the work of one man, stop-motion animator Ray Harryhausen. I'm Alec Gillis, and I'm a creature effects designer, and I'm probably responsible for the best parts of your childhood trauma. Movies going back to Aliens, the original Predator, Tremors, Starship Troopers, on up to the recent movie Prey. I grew up in Orange County. I used to go to Disneyland every weekend, and I would look at these amazing animatronics, and that was imprinting in my brain. But it was really the work of Ray Harryhausen that set me on my path. When I was about 5 years old, my father woke me up and said, "You gotta see this," because it was the network premiere of Jason and the Argonauts. So I was kind of bleary-eyed staring at the TV, watching a guy throwing the teeth of the Hydra onto the ground and summoning forth the victims of the Hydra. And that alone was creepy and scary, in part because that guy was wearing a miniskirt. But when the skeletons come up through the ground, I remember thinking, how did they do this? And more! Bernard Herrmann's music is going, and then they crouch, and then they scream. I don't know how they screamed. They have no vocal cords. Didn't matter. Scared the crap out of me. Just reciting that right now gives me chills. And that's kind of what I'm always trying to recreate for an audience in my own work, to give them the feeling that I had when I first saw that scene. Get back! These days, if you look at the credits of any special effects-based film, you will see literally hundreds of people. Back in Ray Harryhausen's day, it's one name, and it was Ray. Stop motion is a form of animation wherein you take a puppet and you incrementally move it, take a frame, incrementally move it again, take another frame. I think we're all pretty familiar with that, but he didn't have any way to replay immediately what he had just done. It was all in his brain, and it was all coming out of his fingertips in a linear, free-form fashion. And when you realize how difficult and how analog that art form is, it actually makes it more impressive to me. Talos really blew me and my buddies away. I can remember for years we would play Jason and the Argonauts, and you jump up on the hood of your mom's car and strike that pose and then go, and turn your head and look at your buddies, and everybody freaks out. It was such a creepy use of stop motion. Ray Harryhausen actually made his animation a little stiffer in order to make it look like it was made from metal. And then you have the Hydra, which is the seven-headed snake creature. That character still rings in my head as one of the greatest creature designs ever. The way the body sprouts those heads, the way they all come off from the central stalk, is anatomically believable. But my favorite scene is the skeleton fight. He had 7 of them, all with multiple joints, and he had to keep track over a 4-month period of how each skeleton was moving, and he's imbuing each one with its own character. It's a phenomenal feat of brain work. I realize that my infatuation with Ray Harryhausen is not unique. He's affected and impacted just about everybody in Hollywood. From Steven Spielberg, George Lucas, James Cameron, actors as well. Tom Hanks is a huge fan. I think that goes beyond his abilities as a special effects artist. It's that he is an auteur. He created these films with a spirit of adventure and character that really no one else has replicated. I just wanted to be Ray Harryhausen. That's all I wanted.